Hello people, this is Garrett Westfall here with my first video I decided to do. I just wanted to point out right now that the reason I wanted to start making videos and doing video game reviews and stuff like that would be from my friend Joel Castro. You might have seen some of his, maybe you've seen some of his vlogs on Facebook, but probably not. But just giving props to him for the reason why I'm starting this. What I'm going to be doing with the videos I'm making is, for right now, I'm going to start with simple video game reviews. Maybe a little bit different, you know. Maybe I might give it a rating at the end. I might not. It just depends on what the game is and what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to explain to people. But the first game I wanted to review is a game that most people don't know. Unless you're a fan of the series, then you probably will probably know this. Or you don't because you don't like it at all because you've never given it a chance. But I digress. The game I want to review right now, the first time now, is... Oh, wrong one. Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. You see, when this game was first announced and all the stuff I've seen, I was very enthusiastic for it. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z games. But this game, when I finally got it, after a while, it did actually let me down. I was expecting a lot more, and I thought they would have done a lot better. But again, this game is not completely horrible, and it's not, the best game in the world, obviously. I'm not going to start, saying this is the worst game of all time. I'm not going to start raging about it because I'm a big fan and all that. I'm going to give you the good and bad points of this game. You see, because obviously all games have its goods and bads. There's no game that has, nothing messed up about it, and there's not, every bad game, there isn't at least one thing good about it. I'm sorry if I stutter and you can't understand me, I apologize. But, so let's start with the good things about this game. The good things about this game that Namco and Bandai did together, what they did for this game was the graphics. Obviously, these graphics aren't as good as like Uncharted or any of the really good, big hit, Xbox games or PS3 for that matter. But compared to the older Dragon Ball Z games, they did it a lot better. I mean, the graphics looked amazing. It looked smooth. It looked like it was from the show, but more 3D-ish kind of, I guess you could say. So that was one good thing. The attack animations from the game, obviously the Kamehameha and stuff like that, they made it look a lot better, a lot more realistic to the show, which is very good thing. Another thing that they did right was the character creation. It was their first attempt. I'm not saying it's the most perfect one, but just the idea counts because most Dragon Ball Z fans who play these games have always wanted to create their own character. It's kind of their thing. I mean, we've seen the show, played these games, and know the story like inside and out if you're a big fan. But I thought character creation was a good idea. They could have improved on it, but it was a good idea at the time. And let's see, I think that's it. But okay, now go to the bad parts of this game. The most important thing that any game should do is get the gameplay right. Because without good gameplay, the game gets boring and people don't want to play it anymore. You can have the best story in the world, but if it's unplayable, then how do you expect anybody to play it? See, the easiest way to explain the gameplay of this game is a rock, paper, scissors match. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Because basically the gameplay mechanic starts off, the match starts, the two characters fight the two characters go into a fighting animation, then split apart. Will either start in melee range or blast range, which is a pretty good aspect. Like, you think this could be pretty good. But this is where things go downhill. When you get in a few punches or get in a few blast techniques, you'll get up close to the character and go to this little sequence of either pressing X or Y. Or if you're playing PS3, square or triangle. But you'll see 3 fists or one fist. And basically, if your opponent picks the same one that you do, they counter your attack. And if they pick a different one from you, then your attack goes into a combo that they can't stop whatsoever. You just gotta watch these animations and just wait till it's done before you can get back into the match. And then, it's basically how it goes every single time. It's always that over and over and over again. Yeah, sometimes they'll throw in some, super attacks and stuff, because when you do these, combos by doing these rock, paper, scissors matches, you'll get enough spirit gauge to fire an attack. But even then, it turns into a rock, paper, scissors game, kind of. Because if they have enough energy, they can easily deflect it. you know, it's, you know, again, the gameplay is the most important part of a game. In this game, they kind of failed at it. I mean, I love a lot of Dragon Ball Z games. I've played many of them. I own a lot of them. I mean, you know, I think the best Dragon Ball Z game, in my opinion, would have to be probably Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3. Because it just, you know, in my opinion, it would just, you know, it really had really good gameplay. The story was pretty good. I mean, something very new that most people don't see in fighting games besides the, you know, 2D fighting games are like right here, right here. This one was all around. It was a big 3D fighting area. You know, it was, you know, a giant arena basically, like Dragon Ball Z should be fighting in, because that's how they were. I think Dragon Ball Z, this is a perfect way to, you know, express the gameplay. Obviously, it wouldn't work for games like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff like that, because they're designed to be the 2D fighters, and that's why people love them. But Dragon Ball Z games, you know, I think the best would have to be these type of, you know, gameplay mechanics. And, you know, this game right here is just, you know, I'm not going to say not buy it, but I'm not going to encourage you to buy it either. I'm just going to say, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, you might like it, you might not, you know. It's a kind of a coin toss. You know, just see if you like it or not. I bought it. I kind of, you know, I liked it at first, but then it just got really boring and really repetitive and stuff, and they could have done so much better. I hope the next game they come out with, you know, they, you know, look at what the fans want and hopefully make the gameplay better, and maybe we'll have a better Dragon Ball Z game next time. See, this game right here, this is a good idea. I mean, even though people didn't like it because it wasn't as good as Tenkaichi, I'll agree with that, but it doesn't mean this was a bad game. The same thing goes for Ultimate Tenkaichi. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't their best. So, yeah, that's basically how it goes. I apologize if I am very stuttery in this video. I really do if you don't understand it, but those are my opinions on this game, and I hope I can do these videos a lot better in the future. In the future. See, there I go again. Alright, this is my first video, and Garrett Westfall, I'm out.